Hi, Ashley here with hearthookhome.com, and today we are working up a pair of my new double moss yoga socks. These socks are so chic, so stylish, you'll want to wear them everywhere. I like to wear them around the house. They're super cute, super fun, and they keep your feet just warm enough. You don't have to do yoga when you're wearing these yoga socks. Let's make a pair. For our yoga socks, I am using Felici yarn. This is a fingering weight yarn from Knit Picks We Crochet. It is a superwash merino with 25% nylon, makes for great stretchy socks. This yarn here is actually Visions, which is also the same company. It doesn't have it's very bamboo and cotton from what I remember, so it doesn't have a whole lot of give to it. So I don't recommend using this yarn unless you're prepared for it not to have a lot of stretch, but they do look beautiful, don't they? So I am recommending the Felici yarn. I've got one ball per leg, and we are going to need a 3mm crochet hook or the size needed to obtain the gauge. We're also going to need a yarn needle for weaving in our ends and some scissors to take care of business. Let's get started. We are starting with a foundation row of single crochet stitches. There's going to be 60 stitches or 72 stitches depending on which size you're making, the regular or the wide size. I've gone ahead and made my first round of single crochets. You can do the foundation single crochet method, or you can do the chain and single crochet your way back through. I'm going to make sure that this is not twisted around on itself, and I'm going to join to the top of this first stitch here. Beautiful. Now for round 2, I'm going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. I'm going to turn so that I'm looking at the inside, and I'm going to single crochet in this first stitch here. I'm going to chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet in the next. This is exactly how the moss stitch is worked. And this stitch is the double moss. So we're using some aspects of the regular moss stitch, if you are familiar with that, mixed in with another round to give it more, I think it gives it more dimension. Isn't that beautiful? All those V's, they just look so lovely. So I'm doing my moss stitch, chain 1, skip 1, single in the next, and I will do this all the way around and join when I get back to the first stitch made. When we get back around, we have that chain that we just made, and we're going to join to the top of the single crochet here. Perfect. That is the end of round 2. For round 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're looking at the right side now. We're going to do a spike stitch in the skipped stitch from round 1. That sounds more difficult than it is, but we're just going to go into this skip stitch for round 1, that actual stitch there, pull up the loop, it's going to be tall. This is a spike single crochet. Perfect. Do a chain 1, we're going to skip that single crochet, and we're going to do a single crochet in the skipped stitch from round 1 down here. Chain 1, single spike in that skipped, chain 1, skip, single. And we're going to do this all the way around. Join to the first spike stitch, and that's the end of round 3. Now for round 4, we're going to do a chain 2. That counts as 1 chain stitch, turn. We're going to skip that chain that we just made, and we're going to place a single crochet in that spike stitch. Chain 1, skip the next chain space, and do a single crochet in that spike stitch. And we're going to do this all the way around. Single crochet in that final spike stitch, and then we're going to join to that chain space. So just go into where those 2 chains were, and we're going to slip stitch there. Now we are ready for round 5. So round 5 is going to be another spike stitch row. So we're alternating these single crochet chain, single crochet chain with the spike chain, spike chain. So for round 5, we're going to chain 2, that counts as 1 stitch. A chain counts as a chain stitch. We're going to skip this first single crochet made, and we're going to spike stitch in the skipped stitch right here, right? So that orange down there from the previous row, we're going to spike stitch in that chain space. I think it actually helps when you have color changing yarn like this. Chain 1, skip that single crochet, and go into this chain space down here. Single crochet, chain 1, spike in this chain space right here, chain 1, and now we're going to repeat this all the way around. At the end of round 5, we're going to end with a spike in that final chain space from 2 rows down. Now I'm going to join to that chain, the chain 2 that I made when I started. I'm joining to that with a slip stitch, and we are ready for round 6. So chain 1 and turn, single crochet in the first spike right here, chain 1, skip the chain, and single in the spike. Chain, skip, single. We're going to do this all the way around and join to the first stitch. For the end of round 6, we're going to end with a chain, and we're going to join to the first single crochet. And now for rounds 7 through 29, we are going to repeat rounds 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way until we get to 29. And that will get us right to where we are finishing the foot here and we're ready to make this heel. So I'm going to repeat those 4 rows. We'll hook back up when we are ready for round 30. Here I have just finished round 29. Isn't that beautiful? This yarn is absolutely stunning in this stitch. Let's go ahead and do our ankle or heel row, depending on how you want to look at it. We're going to chain 1 and turn so that we're looking at the inside. We're going to single crochet in the spike stitch, chain 1, skip that chain, single in the next. We're going to repeat that 13 more times for the regular or 19 more times for the wide size. And once you get as many repeats as stated, it will say in the pattern how many stitches you should have so far, because sometimes counting those repeats isn't fun. We'll do it together here shortly. I have no idea what number I'm at, so let's go ahead and count. All right, so to start, we did, that's our first one, and then we're going to repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, once you, oh, it was only supposed to be 13. Okay. All right, so there's my first one. I'm going to repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got a little wild there. So you do your 13 and then you single crochet in the next spike stitch. So I should have 29 stitches so far for the regular size. 29, perfect. Now we're going to do a foundation single crochet of 37 stitches for both sizes. In order to do that, I'm going to pull up a loop in the same as where this stitch came out of. and I'm just going to do a foundation single crochet. I do have a dedicated video tutorial for this, but we'll do a few together. Chain 1, yarn over, pull through both loops. That's a foundation single crochet. Now to make the next one, I'm going to go under both loops here. Right here. There we go. We've got that V. Pull up a loop, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's go under that V, just like that. Pull up a loop, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2. And do one more together under both sides of that V, just like that. Pull up a loop, chain 1, and pull through 2. So you can see when you go to count these, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, and this is number 4. I'm going to do this until I have 37 of these foundation single crochet stitches. Here I have 37 foundation single crochet stitches, and now we are going to skip everything else and join to the top of this first stitch here. Most important thing here is to make sure that your foundation row that you just created is not twisted when you go to join. So once you do your slip stitch, just kind of hold it out and make sure that you're good to go as far as not being twisted around on yourself. So now we're going to do round 31. We're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to do a spike stitch in the base of this first stitch here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go into the bottom, right, the base of that single crochet, just through that, instead of through the top of that stitch. I'm going to, let's do that again. I don't want to leave that bit hanging out there. I'm going to go through the bottom of this, just like that. Spike. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to chain 1, skip the next, and in the base of the next, we're going to go spike stitch there. And that's the reason we did the foundation here, so that we can make these spike stitches. If you wanted to do the chain and go across, that's fine. It's just going to change the way that you do these couple of rows. But if you do a single crochet row there, and then do your chains and your moss stitch on the next one, you should be able to get back into rhythm relatively easily. So I'm just doing my chain, my single spike, down low. So in that, I've done a spike stitch in this one. I'm going to do a chain, and now I'm going to do a spike stitch as I normally would into that chain space below. And now I should be able to pick back up with the double moss stitch row repeats that we've been working this whole time. So now, once I finish this round 31, for the leg, so right now we are literally right here, right? So I'm just going to continue going all the way up, either until we run out of yarn. We do need to make sure that we have enough left over for doing the toe section here, this little beautiful part on the toe. So I'm going to just continue crocheting. The pattern does have a row listed, a row count listed that you should stop at, but honestly, if you want to make yours shorter, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to make yours just go until you run out of yarn, there's nothing wrong with that either. So I'm just going to continue repeating those rows, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up the leg. And then when we get to that fancy edging stitching, we will work on those together. Here I've ended round 75. Actually, I think I've gone more than 75, but I've ended on a round 6. So I'm ready for round 76, which is just before the leg finishing. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And if you go to a different row number or different round number, just make sure that you're ending on a round 6 so that this next round is correct. So I've done my chain 1 and turn. I'm going to do a spike in this one, and I'm going to single crochet in the next. So instead of doing the chain, I'm just doing a single. So go into this spike part down here. We're spiking into that chain space, and then a single in the next. So instead of having chains on this round, it's only stitches. Now that I'm finished with my final round, that's edging prep round, I'm ready for the leg finishing. So in order to do that, I'm going to do a chain 1, and in the very first stitch here, without turning, I'm going to do a single crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. So I'm going to go single, chain, chain, double, and the same as the single, double. Then I'm going to skip 2 stitches, and I'm going to do a single, chain 2, and double in the same as the single, and another double. So you're placing all 3 of those stitches into the same stitch there, and then we're skipping 2 and going into the next and doing it all over again. So I'm going to do single, chain, chain, double, double, and I'm going to do this all the way around. When you get to the end, we're going to slip stitch to the base of the first, and I'm going to clip my yarn, and then we're going to do the same edging that we've got here on the leg, which doesn't that look beautiful? Absolutely love that. It gives it just a little bit of pizzazz, and I love this yarn. Using this stitch, absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to do the same thing on the toe side over here, so I'm going to take my yarn. I might try to see, I have this much left, I might try to see if I could only get it to be this rust color. Since this turned out so beautiful with this blue, I might see if I have enough to kind of color plan this. Oh, look, this is all I've got of that blue here. So I'm going to go ahead and clip this out. It's only about a yard's worth. And then we'll start with this for the edging on the toe side. So on the toe side, we're going to attach basically anywhere at the beginning row. I'm going to go somewhere close to the join here so that it's easier to weave in our ends. I'm going to go right here. Just a couple stitches to the right of our join right here. I'm going to attach my yarn, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did here, where I do the single, chain 2, 2 doubles, skip 2, and repeat all the way around. When I get back to the front, or when I get back to where we started, we will show how beautiful our yoga sock is. So there's that. I'm going to do my single crochet. I'll go over this join with you real quick. Chain 2, double, maybe. Do it again. Double. And I'm going to chain or skip this next one and skip the first one here, and I'm going to go into this one here, and then I can use these yarn tails to kind of cinch up any issues I've got in the join there. I'm going to go ahead and do my toe edging, and we will see how gorgeous this is when I'm done. Slip stitch to the base of that first. I'm going to clip my yarn. Here we are with our finished yoga sock. Absolutely love the way that this yarn worked up with these stitches and with this pattern. Absolutely gorgeous. I hope you love these yoga socks, and I look forward to crocheting with you soon. Thanks for watching.